baby. We got a new graphic. We got a whole new show for you guys. The ADCC Update Show is out, dude. I told you guys that shit would not be around forever. It was never going to be around forever, and now it's gone. Welcome to the FloGrappling Show, the new official flagship show of Flow Sports and Flow Studios, the FloGrappling Show, the best show in all of Flow Studios. We looked near and far to find a show that could rival us, and there wasn't anybody that could even hold a candle. So welcome to the FloGrappling Show, the newest show to bring you guys that juicy podcast about jiu-jitsu that you love so much. I'm Trey Robinson. We got Joey Gilps over here. We got Uncle Reed right there. And then Protector One Slack Barrett on the side desk over there. This dude's been out in the wild learning how to protect him, his family, and his loved ones. Slack, you got any just off the rip? Anything you learned from Protector One? Give us some survival skills. Yeah,
you know, next time you're out of open mat, bring one of those plastic guns. Ask a friend, you want to roll with the gun in the belt? Why not? Give it a try.
Spice things up a little bit.
Spicy, you know. Sometimes things get a little boring. They get a little repetitive. Sometimes you got to just mix it up a little bit. Bring some passion back into your game. You know,
for sure. Yeah.
How's it feel being a tier 1 operator?
Is that what the title you get?
No, of course not. No.
No, tier 1 operator is like those guys where it's like a Marine or something that they just like can send by himself to like a country to like do stuff.
No, it's fun. All jokes aside, it's fun to learn new stuff.
For sure.
It was a great time. If you're in Austin or elsewhere, check out Sheepdog Response. Super cool time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, shit's legit for sure.
So this is the same old show you guys know and love, you know, pretty much. We're not changing a lot of this format, everything. We're now kind of just wanting to open it up to where we can talk about stuff all across the jiu-jitsu world. So we're going to talk about different events that are coming up, events that happen, just the juiciest new drama in the jiu-jitsu world. We might talk rankings. We might do whatever, but we're going to try and think of new fun segments that you guys can kind of follow along at home and play along with, but a lot of fun stuff coming for you guys. So let us know in the comments kind of how you want this show to go. You know, we want to bring you in, let you be a part of designing what this show is like, but don't say stuff that we don't like in the comments, because then I won't listen to you at all.
But this is like cutting edge of jiu-jitsu. What's happening in the world of jiu-jitsu right now, all the news, all the updates you need right at this show here.
For sure. And we couldn't be the cutting edge jiu-jitsu podcast if we didn't kick things off with a Guess That Grappler. So let's go back to one of the tried and true segments, one of the things that put us on the map, a Guess That Grappler.
Oh, I think I know.
We got it up there on the board right off the rip for you guys. Who do you think it is?
So there's some.
Oh, we got to. Okay, no,
there's some Pedro Mourinho.
For sure, Pedro Mourinho in here.
I'm going to go.
What gives away Pedro Mourinho?
The stance.
There's like the head,
the hairline,
and it almost just looks
haircut?
like Pedro Mourinho.
Like, yeah, the haircut.
It really does. Just like, did you just give us a photo of Pedro Mourinho?
Just Pedro Mourinho? Wait, is this Pedro? My guess is Pedro Mourinho and Francisco Lowe.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna go with Pedro Mourinho and a different photo of Pedro Mourinho.
Two Pedro.
I agree with Reed's guess.
No, I think it is. Yeah, it's a Francisco Lowe. When you first brought it up, I thought it was Charles Negromonte, but I think Francisco Lowe's a better guess.
It could be Charles Negromonte and like Nicholas Marigali.
Nicholas Marigali in the
now we're throwing Marigali. I feel like we're getting further away. That's a colder guess.
It's Pedro Mourinho and Francisco Lowe. Go ahead.
I nailed that one.
Yeah,
I nailed that.
That was a good one. But no, I did recognize once I started looking for people, I was like, well, these guys kind of got similar features. I might just throw in a little curveball here. Francisco Lowe, Pedro Mourinho. That's one of the. I don't know if this is one of the most realistic looking mashups.
This could be a guy.
100%. Yeah, that could be a person.
We're gonna show up to the next South American trials or whatever. Like next time we go to Brazil, like for Brasileiros, we're just gonna like see like 3 of this person, just like in different brackets.
That dude is like a 3-time Nogi Worlds medalist.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
for sure. So, all right, I guess Nikki's not gonna show us the answer, dude. We're gonna have to. The FloGrappling Show is gonna have to call for our producer's head already, but it's all right. Oh, it's okay. Do you have the next Guess That Grappler?
Now he sees it.
All right, pull up the next one.
Oh, boy.
A lady one. This is the first lady Guess That Grappler. And now listen, I will admit, the lady one was hard to make. I was making it last night, and my girlfriend was like looking over my shoulder, and she was like, I don't think you can use that. It looked bad at first. It took me
You make these through AI or?
No, I just Photoshop them.
You just, this is pure Photoshop.
This is man-made.
All right.
Yeah, man versus the machine, dude.
Yeah, Nikki, put it back up on the screen. All right, so Tubby Aliquin is in there. There is some Tubby. And that is a nickname that she has chosen for herself.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that you combine that with Emily Ferreira, Ney Fernandez. So that's my guess. Tubby Alkin and Emily Ferreira.
Anybody else?
Yikes.
Yeah,
Tough.
I think that's a pretty good guess. I think that's probably on the nose.
We're going with that.
That's probably on the nose.
Oh, it was Emily and Helena. I was wrong on Tubby.
Yep.
I was wrong on Tubby.
No, Tubby.
That one's subtle. That one
was
subtle.
tough.
That one was subtle.
tough.
No, it was that one was a pretty solid one.
You could tell it was Emily, pretty much. But I was like, I just didn't.
I thought I was reaching with Emily. I thought I was reaching with Emily, but I thought Tubby was like.
Tubby.
Yeah, I thought.
That's right.
So yeah, I was off on that.
All right, let's go, freaking dude. There's the answer to the other one. Francisco Lowe and Pedro Mourinho. But
who knows? Maybe
Similar
coming to a
features,
WNO sometime. These two bangers.
a couple grizzled looking boys.
Yeah, I could see those two guys getting matched up, right?
for sure.
Mourinho, he is our 205 champion for WNO. He could make 185. He is not a big 205.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to jump into some talk about Ocean BJJ?
Ooh, so tell us what happened. It was a good event over the weekend?
Yeah, overall, I think it was pretty solid. So Ocean was a fun event. It's obviously not like, it's not like this major, like it's not ADCC. It's not freaking, some major event. But for me, this was a fun event to just get a look, like a deep cut look into the European jiu-jitsu scene. So like some of the headliner guys that were competing were like Tariq Hopstock, Espen Mathisen, Tommy Langacker, the three Vikings in the mix. But then there were some other guys like Lucas Lira in there, who's obviously Brazilian/Italian. I think he has some. He was playing to his Italian heritage. I think he had the Italian flag as his banner and stuff. But
and he's got Maggie.
Yeah, true. And like just some other kind of like dudes mixed in there, to kind of mix things up. Like there's this guy Kolensberger that I thought was kind of fun to watch, and then the Polish kid Paweł Jaworski, which we'll dive into more about him, but.
You were on him early, though, right?
Yeah, so we met Paweł in January of this past year, and we went to Academia Gorilla, which is Mateusz Szczecinski's gym in Poland. I can't remember the name of the city. That's my bad. But everyone said, don't go there, it's lame, whatever. But we went there. It was awesome. I did love it in Poland.
Poland's great.
But
looks cool.
Mateusz wasn't actually there. It was just like he was sick or something, I think. And so we got to hang out with Santiri, but then a lot of these young kids, and Paweł was one of those kids. I think he might have just won like a Nogi Worlds at Purple Belt or something like that when we were there. But it was just like when you watched him, you knew like, oh shit, this dude is actually like legit as hell. Like you just see some people and you're like, he's not just like some good Purple Belt kid. It's like this guy's actually like very very good at jiu-jitsu.
And so Mateusz Szczecinski is Paweł's coach?
That's his coach, yeah.
Okay,
so he trains. So obviously he has a nasty straight ankle. Like training in that gym, bro.
He hit a straight ankle, right?
Yeah.
No, that one looked gnarly too.
For sure. Like training in that gym, like with those guys, it was just like all the random Polish, they all look like little Polish gangsters, to be honest. Like it was like, dude, these guys might boost my car after this. I don't know. I'm just kidding. And they would all just hit me with straight ankles. And I was like, can we just all come to an agreement to like stop doing the straight ankle? Like you guys will tap me with this every single time. Everybody cut it out. But
we can agree when we bow and shake hands.
Yeah.
You have straight ankle locked me. We can
it's like,
checked.
What do you want me to do?
Great job.
But no, so it was cool seeing Paweł. And when I realized he was in the bracket, it was like, oh damn, this kid could disrupt things. And then he kind of did. But another interesting thing is he won the qualifiers. They had qualifiers to get into this. He won qualifiers in both the lightweight and the heavyweight bracket. So we got to see him compete in the Ocean lightweight bracket and the Ocean heavyweight bracket, which was pretty nuts to be two brackets in one night. But that's that Polish power, dude.
And he's like 18 years old. He's like a young kid.
He's super young.
I don't know his real age.
He's like 20, something like that. And it is crazy because he enters both brackets hoping to like get a shot at one of these bigger names, potentially get an upset. He was upsetting guys in both brackets, and it almost became a thing where it was like, man, maybe you should have just picked one bracket. You might have been able to win it. Now you're like kind of double loaded. Well, what a tough test for like even the pros would have had a tough time doing that, let alone this, 20, 21-year-old new brown belt. It was a crazy weekend for him though, man.
Yeah, no, I feel like we're super hype on the European jiu-jitsu scene. We've talked about it a lot on the podcast, right? And this is just kind of another event that highlights the European jiu-jitsu scene and why it's kind of a lot of really fun right now is because there are so many emerging names. But I do kind of want to talk about, an OG of the European scene there, Espen Mathisen. Espen long time was really one of the best European jiu-jitsu guys in the gi and really made a name for himself in the gi and fought I think it was 2017, 2018, that Edwin Najmi match that I was talking about. It was kind of like the big match that I think that broke Espen onto the scene. And so for the longest time known as the gi guy, awesome to see him out there kind of mixing it up in the no-gi scene. Obviously Tommy as well. And now those two guys are just clubbers. Those guys just killed people out there. So it's awesome to watch them. I got to go to Norway one time and chop it up with those guys in
Norway's the best, dude.
In
Haugesund or something?
Haugesund, but not Haugesund.
Stavanger.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was fun. I was watching that old vlog, seeing the young Reed. The hair was about half as short.
Yeah.
You were on the path to long hair.
Yeah.
Can we mention this real quick? Short hair Trey now.
Oh, yeah.
New show, new hair.
That's right, dude.
A lot of folks.
That's right. That's actually a good point. I'm glad you pointed that out. Anybody watching at home on YouTube right now, ask your girlfriend, ask your wife, ask your mom to leave the room, dude. Oh man, I got a little dandruff in there though. Never mind. Oh, what a horrible representation. But
An alley cat no
dude,
more.
No, I'm as alley cat as it gets now, dude. I'm slick back Vaseline from head to tippy toe. I'm in every alleyway. I'm in every back alley, side route, you name it. I'm sliding in there, slithery as could be, dude. I'm the #1 alley cat that ever walked this earth. All right, and don't get it twisted, Slackson.
Oh man.
This place.
You get under professional lighting and something about you really changes.
You got to bring the people what they want. But dude, Norway is the sickest. To segue right back into this, Norway is like the sickest country. I was lucky enough to visit there as well. Went to Stavanger, went to Haugesund. Didn't see Espen there. That bummed me out. I think he kind of went back to his smaller town. But for sure, the Norwegians have been holding down the European scene as like these are the European dudes for a long time, and now we are seeing it branch way more into like the different countries, which is fun to see. Like I feel like we talk about the European scene almost more than anything, but like it's just fun right now to to be watching this little pocket of London, watch this pocket in Poland. You know, you got Adam Wardzinski too in the mix over there, just won IBJJF World Champion.
The legend Adam Wardzinski.
Fionn representing Wales, Ash Williams. Like it's like, dude, the European scene is sick right now.
Yeah,
so.
100%.
Owen doing his thing.
It's almost like the people who are like, I prefer college football to like NFL, where it's like, okay, yeah, if you want to find like the purest, highest level, like probably America or Brazil is going to bring a lot of that. But like, this is a super, super talented region that's just like bringing such more of a fun style to watch right now that if you're ignoring it, I feel bad for you.
I remember Tommy talking about him starting martial arts because he did like a co-branded kind of like martial arts tournaments when he was growing up, where it was like multiple martial arts kind of like in one type of thing, you know, where it's like you could strike, you could wrestle, you could do jiu-jitsu a little bit, but they like put them all into one basically. And he just like ended up kind of just beating everybody by jiu-jitsu and by taking them down and stuff like that. And he was like, oh, maybe I should try more of this jiu-jitsu thing instead of just doing like kind of like all the martial arts and just trying to kind of like put them all into one amalgamation type of thing.
In these kids martial art, kids MMA tournaments.
As a little kid. Yeah, exactly.
Kids MMA tournaments they were having in Norway.
Yeah,
so little Viking.
Let's get into Espen's first match here a little bit. So we got Slack over there on the 1s and 2s, but this is Espen's, I believe, second no-gi competition. I think he did a Polaris, and then this, I believe, is his second no-gi competition. What's your prediction, Reed? I don't know if you've watched this yet. What's your prediction? How do you think Espen goes about this one?
You know, Espen is a back taker for sure.
100%.
That's what he does. He made a name for himself at brown belt, baramboloing everybody and taking their backs. So yeah, that's my guess is he's going to take this guy's back and choke him out.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Espen if he wasn't hunting the back. So he certainly kind of displayed what you expect from Espen in this. But
you know, when I went to the first time I went to Haugesund there, and they were all training together, and Espen was driving around in his mail truck and stuff like that. Yeah. But you know, it was one of like the first guys who I saw who Espen had a notebook, you know, and he had just a Lucas Lepre page or Lucas Lepre chapter, and he just had written down every single thing that Lucas Lepre possibly could do, and then like what the counter was, and so like he had this full notebook of all different people he could potentially fight, and he showed me the Lucas Lepre couple pages basically, and it was just so furiously written down, like, you know, if he goes this way, I do this. If he goes this way, I do this. And if he plays De La Hiva, you do this. When he plays De La Hiva, he likes to do this, et cetera, et cetera. So it was
a nice back take there, by the way.
Really beautiful back take. Espen has always.
You want to go back to it?
Yeah, let's roll that back real quick.
We move back on that. Espen always been one of the most analytical guys. Always been one of the most forward thinking kind of guys. took a little bit of time to get into no gi, and I think at least part of that is like his gi style is so grip dependent and so gi dependent in some situations.
Big Berimbolo.
Big Berimbolo guy that, like, man, for him to be able to put his style into no gi is tough, and I think we're going to see a great example of that here.
It's like he's going for that Dante Leon, Jason Rao.
The Rao drag, right? Yeah.
But then,
a little bit of a bear trap.
Yeah. Just looking for it.
And you can get stuck in that. He responded perfectly to that.
Espen's a beast, dude.
No, I love that Espen is
right
doing
the body triangle.
the no-gi stuff. And they're so technical, especially him and Tommy. And so it's like really crazy that just the two of them training together in their garage for a long time, basically, you know, kind of just got themselves so technical, and they rely on that technicality.
Like literally world class.
Exactly. And they just did it themselves, just basically the two of them in a garage.
There you go, right up on Espen's feet, the camera guy decided. You usually got to pay extra for that kind of action. Sorry, Espen, for giving it away for free. But he transitions the armbar here. It was Espen went straight kind of into the transition to the armbar, it felt like, instead of sticking around on the back. Maybe that's just, you know, how it goes sometimes.
That's that no-gi. Now he's trying to thread that foot. There it is.
Boom, gets the tap.
That's close up on the tap.
Yeah, that was one thing about Ocean, where if I could give some feedback, it's you don't need a hyper close up really ever in jiu-jitsu. Like maybe in the post, you know, like if you're showing like a cool cinematic re-angle of something, like after you've showed the replay 3 or 4 times. But yeah, I gotta see what's going on. You can't really tell with that close up. They would also, a really funny thing, they would zoom in super close on the referee's face right before they would start the match. So it would be like this tight on just a referee, and he would just be like looking around, like waiting to start the match. So that was really fun. But then things didn't go quite as Espen planned in the second one, because he met Pavel Jaworski. So we already obviously talked a lot about Pavel.
So this is like European new gen versus old gen.
100%, dude. It's kind of crazy. Like, I think a lot of people would have to like give attribution to Espen, Tommy, you know, like kind of that original Ash Williams, like that original vet, like these European vets now.
Definitely.
To kind of help the rise of kids like Pavel Jaworski, who are now like just a purple belt, but obviously trying to make big waves on the no-gi scene. I think in Espen's first no-gi competition, he did lose to leg lock. So it obviously, you know, still somewhere he's developing. But I mean, dude, Espen's gonna figure that stuff out quick as could be. But
dude, this like
that was a crazy sweep.
This like what is that false reap?
It was a false reap, and then he's trying to like roll back. Espen's doing like some splits and some super like.
That is such a good control position there. That
and then he finishes the heel hook right there.
That's kind of becoming what
take that back.
That's kind of becoming what people do now is they get to the cross ashi saddle, like he does. Boom, right here, he's in the cross ashi saddle. As the rolls start to happen, he moves it to an outside heel hook. Instead, nobody's chasing that inside heel hook like they used to, right? Because that used to be like game over.
Yeah.
Now everybody's going to the outside, but with the feet tucked like a cross ashi saddle.
Interesting enough,
just the way he
100%.
dives for it is so sick, and the flexibility that he has.
If you're looking for false read,
flexible.
I know he's so flexible.
This also is a crazy connection. Right?
This is not a common.
Espen's feeling it already. He knows how much danger.
Espen's got some little notebook where he's like, "All right, when he false reaps and you're both doing the splits, you need to."
Yeah. Interesting
he
enough.
Actually, legit might.
Pavel, yeah, I'm sure he does. Pavel didn't finish this one by straight ankle, which kind of, once I saw, I was like, he's got to have some crazy straight ankle he's going to pull out of there, but just ended up with the heel.
That was pretty beast, man. Like,
yeah,
that's a crazy.
That was pretty sick.
Look at this. Look at the Polish smile here.
He gives you the Polish smile?
Yeah, look, doing it right now. Pavel Jaworski with
classic Polish smile.
Classic Polish smile.
Or Norwegian.
There it is.
Happiest day of his life.
Yep, the Polish smile right there. Shout out Boro, our photographer Dom. He's got his hip to the Polish smile when you just stare somebody down, mean as can be.
I wonder if he was a Espen fan. Pavel there. I wonder if he was a big fan of Espen.
That would be interesting, yeah.
I wonder if he thinks that like Adam Mordzinski is just like a absolute rock star.
Like a god.
Like a god. Like, you know.
I would think so. I know Adam's in.
He is,
Adam's in Warsaw, right? Or Poznan.
I thought he's in California now, but I thought he's in Poznan. I think he's
in one of those. I know
Adam's on the mats. That's where I see Adam.
Yeah.
Adam lived in or lives in one of the bigger cities, and then that where we went is Koszalin. We went to Koszalin, Poland. Our producer Nikki's actually Polish, or like he can speak Polish and stuff. He probably hates how we're saying these words, but whatever. Paweł Jaworski. Yeah, he said he hates it in my ear. But
he confirmed.
Yeah. I know Adam though would travel to Koszalin and train with him sometimes, or vice versa. They definitely like kind of linked up and stuff, you know.
Cool.
I feel like that's one of the cool things about the European scene. Maybe we've talked about it already, but it's like it's way more of a little bit like these dudes roll up at ADCC trials, or I bet Nogi Euros. I would even guess, and it's like to some degree, it's like all right. Obviously, it's like, you know, I as an individual competitor want to win, and I want my team to do well, but also like, bro, the Polish crew's got to like knock some dudes out, you know. It's like Poland rocks up and it's like, you know, the flags are flying, like Poland wants Poland to do well, so you know
there's almost more of like a World Cup kind of
exactly. Yeah,
like, oh, here are the Norwegian guys, oh, here are the Polish guys, oh, here's the Welsh crew.
This is like, you go to like Nogi Pans or something, it's not like, bro, California team has to rock out here. Like, thinking like that.
It would be kind of cool if it was like that.
It would be cool,
like if you just rep Texas Jiu-Jitsu that hard and you like roll up on some freaking East Coast Jiu-Jitsu guys and you're like, nah, bro, we ain't cool. Maybe it wouldn't be cool if they.
No, it'd be super cool.
It would be, it'd be cool. Okay,
I'll rep.
I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to
get the Texas squad for sure.
For sure.
All
right, but then I wanted to jump into this Kollensberger match. Kollensberger was a dude who I thought had a pretty sick performance. He showed some really cool stuff, and we're just going to kind of show this sequence that led to a submission from him. You guys know anything about this Kollensberger cat?
Really haven't seen very much from him. Yeah, he's the guy with the braid. He is stepping over in the blue rash guard. Just
little bada bing, bada boom. Counter leg lock.
Oh.
There it is.
Over.
But yeah, I just want to give Kollensberger some love. He had a few cool matches. Yeah.
Cool braid.
This is the over 80, obviously.
Yeah, this is the heavyweight.
Either that or these dudes are short as hell.
The Ocean ended up having kind of weird rules. They didn't actually have what we suspected of rounds. Do you remember the official rules?
Yeah, it was anytime point. You would score a point, like a sweep or a mount, you just get a point instead. So like the mount is the same as a takedown. And then like a deep submission attempt, I think was also worth 1 point.
It was kind of like almost like the catch.
Yeah, it was like a catch kind of. It was very catch kind of thing, but then you would actually get a point up on the board. Man, I gotta say that outside heel hook is kind of becoming like so much more popular than the inside heel hook.
It's
right?
true.
Like the inside heel hook, I don't want to say it's dead or anything, but like if you see somebody get inside heel hooked, it usually is like either got caught, just like totally caught in a position, or there's like kind of a serious leg locking skill deficiency.
For sure, Reed, you're kind of you've had.
I'm a big leg locker guy. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
I thought you were the opposite.
I
feel like I've heard you say before, it's not possible to get outside heel hooked.
Well, I feel like sometimes like the outside heel hook is just super loose, right? It's like where I feel like it's just easier to defend an outside heel hook, whereas like you were saying earlier, like the inside heel hook, sometimes if you get caught in that inside heel hook, sometimes it is just check. It's just checkmate. Like you just can't, like if they've
literally can't move.
Yeah. Whereas like I feel like the outside heel hook is a little bit like easier to kind of slip the heel and stuff like that. But obviously there's something going on these days where people are kind of like getting better at the outside heel hook.
I think that's what it is.
And good at it. Yeah, getting better at really clamping down like that, the leg, so you can't move it as well and stuff like that. So I feel like there is just like this progression in the outside heel hook happening right now because a couple years ago, I feel like everybody just had real sloppy kind of outside heel hooks that were just like super easy to slip, but not as easy anymore.
Have you got your eyes on any sort of trend or anything? Have you noticed like what's going on with the outside heel hook? That's like
I think it has a lot. I think it has a lot to do with the evolution of the straight ankle.
There's that too. Yeah.
I think they're kind of related in that once you get to that straight ankle position, you have the Aoki there, you have the straight ankle, you have the outside heel hooks. People feel like they have a lot of options. And it's just so much easier to get there. Like to get to 50-50 or the saddle on somebody who's like a pretty decent jiu-jitsu fighter is like really hard. But getting to like single leg X and Ashigarami is like comparatively way easier. So just the amount of times you get there to be able to practice the submission attempt is going to be so much higher in a good training room compared to the inside heel hook that I think it's just a lot of that. It's just reps. Just guys are getting way more reps on the entries.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a couple years ago, there wasn't a lot of those like twisting ankle lock finishes that you see a lot these days now, like the Aoki stuff, where it's like guys have the straight ankle lock, but now they're twisting the foot or twisting the leg and stuff like that just to threaten. So you have to kind of either go into the outside heel hook or something else.
Yeah, fair enough. You guys want to talk about the couple champs that walked away from
Talk about the
Ocean?
champs. Ocean BJJ had some champs giving out. I think it was like 10,000 euros to the guys who won, which is pretty nice chunk of change.
Yep, 10,000 euros. Bummer from for I guess a UK guy didn't end up winning, but I was gonna say it would be a bummer if a UK guy won, right? Shout out Brexit, dude. Freaking Euro's no good there now. But this is a political podcast as well. But let's jump into a little bit of Tarek here.
Tarek's a beast.
Yeah,
Eric's always on that new stuff.
Yeah,
playing a little reverse close guard here. He did the body triangle reverse close guard.
Body triangle reverse close guard.
Tarek thinks it's legit, huh?
Which you can actually see the guy reaching up. I do think there is some danger there. The camera guy doesn't know what's happening. But like
For like a calf slicer?
like yeah, for like a toe hold or a calf slicer, like I really do think there is some danger when you triangle your legs that way. But Tarek is just banging on that toe hold underneath.
Because anytime a dude's legs are actually triangled, you can lock their own legs in place, right?
100%.
So like if he did reach up and kind of grab that other leg down, then he kind of has an opportunity to toe hold or A block, like counter back at him. But definitely a weird angle. But
I'm not criticizing Tarek's
Yeah.
technique. He's a total stud. It was a crazy entry. But
I will, Tarek. I'm playing.
No, but I was, but you could see the guy like trying to bang on that himself. But this reverse close guard is becoming a really strong braking position for a lot of people. It's a lot safer than a lot of other leg locking positions, to be honest, just in terms of like what you offer.
I wish I could see how he actually kind of got into that. It looks like he's from
it was just like a K
Butterfly or something.
Like he just K guard inverts and just rolls up to his shoulders.
Yeah, it looked like he was like trying to like roll underneath for a leg, but instead of going for the leg, he just wrapped
Shot it through.
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about reverse close guard, man. You invert and like, okay, if I end up on a leg, awesome. If they take their leg away, their body is going to be there. I just lock the body now.
I rolled with Abe this weekend at
you rolled with Abe.
the Val Open Mat here in Austin, Texas. Val has a pretty cool open mat. Sundays at 2 p.m. Everybody's welcome. It's a good vibe. But old Abe, the Mountain, was there himself, and so I rolled with him. And now listen, maybe I'll have to check the tape, but I don't think old Abe got me with the finisher. I don't think he got me with the Abe block. He got me with a toe hold from reverse close guard and 12 other submissions, but I don't think I got hit with the Abe block. So I mean, moral victory. And also, I got him on a controversial takedown where I counted it as 2. I don't know if a referee would or anybody else, but I counted it as 2.
That's why it's controversial.
Yeah, that's why it's controversial. It was a crowd pleaser as well. The crowd erupted there at the Val Open Mat, so that's a moral victory.
There's a crowd?
No, but when you roll like me, one forms, brother. One forms, dude, wherever I'm at. That's the curse. That's a blessing and a curse, that's for sure. But Tarek had a great performance, obviously. Tarek went on to fight. He had Jaworski in the semifinals. He was the guy who finally ended Pavel Jaworski's kind of huge run there at Ocean, where it wasn't a crazy match. It was definitely like a guard player versus guard player type of match where I think Tarek ended up getting the decision. And then he fought, who did he have in the finals? Who did he have in the finals? It wasn't Sebastian, was it? It was Fabieri. Who also put on a great display of jiu-jitsu, Fabieri. Yeah, Fabieri's exciting, dude. He's just a dude who's electric when he goes out there, He like has the antics and everything. He got a 6 submission over Marcin Held, which Marcin also a 6 submission. He hit the electric chair, or like I think it was the electric chair. I don't know.
No, it was over under knee bar. It wasn't an electric chair. No, it was a knee bar from underneath.
Okay. That's not an electric chair whenever you have like kind of the lockdown with the
that would involve like
so high?
spreading the legs, but it's fair
enough.
To use the Japanese phrase and be annoying as hell, it's he's a gatame, but it's that Bernardo Faria over under knee bar, but you're just on bottom when you do it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Either way, it was super sick. That was a 6 submission from Marcin Held, but then Fabieri ended up submitting him with a heel hook, and then went on to fight Tarek in the semifinals, where Tarek was able to get a decision victory in the final here. But
did Marcin hit one of those nasty ankle locks? Was that Marcin hit an ankle lock?
The submission that's like burned in my brain from him was that knee bar.
Okay, maybe. Okay.
I just remember the knee bar. I don't remember way in his other match.
But the knee bar was sick, though. Like, go watch that one if you guys haven't yet. But then in the plus 80, it was all about Lucas Lira. So Lucas Lira had a great display, a couple sick submissions. I think in this match right here, I believe this is his match where he had a 22-second submission. And Lucas, I believe in his opening round, but
he was facing one of the local qualifier winners. That guy drops back on a leg, and Lucas is more than happy to oblige him with another outside heel hook.
You got
him. And he looked incredible, man. Lucas is 2023 brown belt no-gi world champion, WNO veteran, repping Atos these days. He is a definitely an up and comer in that like kind of heavier minus 99-ish area.
Yeah, having a good year, definitely, Lucas Lee. And this is a big win. Anytime you can kind of win a tournament.
He is repping Italy. He had Italy on his.
He has the Italy flag.
Yeah, I didn't notice.
He like ran over to it before one of his matches and was like pointing at it, like telling the crowd, like, "Give it up for me. I'm from Italy." I was like, "Okay."
Right,
Lucas Lira, Italian citizen.
Lira sounds Italian, so yeah, I believe
But
it.
no, that's big for Lucas Lira. A big tournament, I feel like, and he's definitely really coming into his own now. And he's a black belt now.
He is a black belt. Guy's black belt.
For sure. I feel like
You see him a lot on the ADCC Open circuit. I
Yeah.
think these days is where you see him pretty active and everything.
He was the minus 99 alternate at ADCC. He was, if anybody dropped out or didn't make weight or something, he was there, warmed up, ready to go that day. So yeah, obviously Lucas is like right at that elite class world level, and just a little bit more time, just guy's black belt. He's going to be right there, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of good matches, I think, kind of coming into black belt for him and everything. He's got good takedowns, I remember. And obviously, clearly has some good leg locks and everything like that. So seems like a very well-rounded dude. Seems fit. So
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he is pretty well rounded for sure. He's definitely has a specialty with leg locks, but I think he would tell you that that's not like his only game. You know, I saw him arguing with some people in the comments who were trying to claim that that was all he could do, but. This isn't going to help his case because this is another leg lock win from Lucas Lira here, but this one is dope as hell. I feel like you were talking about this earlier, Joe, like a front runner for submission of the month here, but I think this is his like second round or
Yeah, this is second round. He had already racked up a ton of points on this guy. Yeah, we'll see it.
going for the can opener.
yeah, just freaking. Yep, there you go.
Classic jiu-jitsu.
That's what I hit that move on Reed all the time right there.
It's gonna be
Had to include that.
And here he goes. Little head
There's
to
gonna
head.
be a little flying attack for all you people at home. So watch out. Make sure you're not cringing.
Little foot sweep attempt.
Goes for this. Single leg.
Little leg
Good
on him.
single leg
And
attempt.
Boom.
Connie Basami right into the heel hook.
Yeah.
Tapping by the time he hits the
That
ground.
was slick, man.
Bro.
And then he
Little bow to the
gives
crowd.
Gives
Yeah.
the bow afterwards.
I thought he was going to
damn,
pop the top.
That might have been.
Yeah, can
big moment.
can we see it again? Can we see it again?
He's already playing it.
That's a big moment.
Connie Basami's nuts, dude. It's just like
Dude, we've seen some good ones over the
Yeah,
years too.
I
These
agree.
last couple of years. Gary on Edwin.
Yep.
William Tackett hit one.
It does go wrong once in a
Recently.
while. The difficulty points, yeah, obviously we could name a couple that have
Yeah,
gone.
Cade, that's right.
Josh
Here it
Cisneros,
is.
yeah.
Boom.
Corey Stockton has one of
Corey
the
Stockton.
Professor Sinbad himself has one of the sickest Connie Basamis on FloGrappling.com.
Really?
He
Yeah, Fight to Win like years ago.
he was a purple belt, I think, at Fight to Win, and
What
he,
a beast.
And he hits this just nuts Connie Basami and just ends it immediately.
so sick.
Yeah, it's super cool. I think Big J Regal Budo is like calling the match. He's like, "That's one of the cleanest Connie Basamis I've seen."
Oh, hell yeah.
Super sick one from Corey. But Lucas went on. He ended up fighting Sebastian Rodriguez in the finals. Sebastian was a late replacement. Owen O'Flanagan ended up pulling out of this one, and Sebastian stepped in and made it all the way to the finals and fought Lucas Lira in the finals. But I think that final was also a decision.
It was. Yeah, it
wasn't
was super close. Both finals were really, really close decisions that kind of could have gone either way. There was an arguable case either way. But just a lot of great action. I feel like both guys who won really had a tough road, be a bunch of tough guys. It was a great tournament. And we talked about the plus 80 with Lira winning it. Tommy Longacher, black belt world champion, was in that bracket. He also lost to Pavel, who, like we said, was in the plus and the minus. And so that was definitely a big upset early in the bracket that just kind of helped, define how crazy that was going to be.
Yeah, for sure. So Pavel kind of like had a crazy day. He did the first. Basically, I think he had to do 3 matches in the lightweight. He had to do like a play-in game to get into the bracket. It was kind of a weird number of people. Like it was like a 20-person bracket or something.
I feel
think.
like they booked like 20 people thinking like, yeah, 16 will show up.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think he had one of the like play-in games. And so he won that one, beat somebody else, beat Espen. Now he's in the semis against Tarek. And then he had to go compete in the heavyweight bracket, so they ran it all the way to the semis, and so he's already in the semis against Tarek. Now they start the heavyweight bracket. His first round of the heavyweight bracket is Tommy. He ends up beating Tommy in that. It was a It was a decision win also. It kind of like could have went either way, to be honest, I thought. But then
which is still crazy. Which is still nuts because Tommy is like super elite, obviously.
And then his next round in the heavyweight bracket, he fought Diaz and lost by submission to Diaz, and then had to go back and fight the semis against Tarek. So kind of just a nuts tournament from Pavel. Like kind of impressive to watch somebody do that. But you can tell like dude's just like, he saw an opportunity. He's like, I better seize this shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a Polish grappler. Like, obviously, the Polish grapplers aren't getting as much love as someone who's in America, compete at every ADCC Open, you know, build your brand that way. So it's like, kind of seized his opportunity on the show, qualified for both brackets, competed in both brackets, had some major upsets, and like, now here we are talking about him. Hopefully, like, some people know like about Pavel Jaworski. But overall, I thought it was a sick event, though. It was fun to watch. You know, you have any takeaways, Joe? I know you were watching it all and everything.
I thought it was a great event. I am definitely super excited to see what the next one is going to look like. I like that they were willing to try some new different things. And you know, I think they got a lot of good feedback from that. Some things I would definitely like to see return. I thought the brackets went off great. There was also 2 female brackets. We haven't had a chance to talk about those, but those were mostly just local talent. Yeah, overall, thumbs up for me. Ocean BJJ. I will definitely be tuning into the next one.
Yeah, next time we're going to have to go out there for sure, because it sounds like the whole week
in Sardinia. I mean, if you insist.
We'll find I was going to say, they had like a whole week-long immersion camp, that ton of world champions there teaching seminars and all kinds of retreats and stuff like that. It seems like that's becoming a more and more popular thing. I feel like might have to buy some plane tickets, you know? Go.
Yeah, for sure. I think Giancarlo was there, right?
Giancarlo was there. Kynan was there. Damian Maya. Like all kinds of people were there to kind of take in the culture, hang out, do jiu-jitsu. So that stuff is becoming more common for sure.
That'd be sick.
Definitely. Gonna have to hit up old Uncle Ricky, dude. Ricardo was out there chilling with Damian Maya. We gotta get on his schedule, get out to Sardinia next. But you guys want to talk about some rankings?
We can talk about some rankings.
Let's pull up the Flow rankings here. We got the men's pound for pound. Joe, give us a rundown. What the hell is going on with these rankings?
So the last time these were updated was post ADCC, where it had to account for ADCC, had to account for CJI, had to figure out how I was going to weight both those brackets, and this is what I ended up with. Willing to hear what you guys might have done differently. To me, I had to go big winners of the weekend. Gordon is number 1. And he's not as active as he used to be, but I still just think he's kind of proven so much that he has earned that spot. And until he loses or takes like a true retirement away, I'm going to kind of keep him there until something changes. Nothing's going to change. Then the big weekend winners, Cade and Kynan, 2 and 3. They've been on crazy runs. Kynan was a little bit more up and down, but then had a great ADCC, double gold, 7 submissions. Got to put him as high as possible. To me, that was 3rd. After that, I went with Dante. Some people were not super happy I went with Dante because he lost to Elijah that weekend. But then he comes back, beats Giancarlo, beats Mika, you know, has always been the definition of a pound-for-pound kind of guy. And, you know, sort of plugged and played after that. Levi, who was obviously so impressive at CJI, you know, down there at 10th. I think that one person that is, if I were to have a 16th spot on this, and I did heavily consider including him, was Nicky Rod.
That's the one person I was going to bring up. I think it's kind of nuts he's not on this.
But the wins that he had in Vegas that weekend, it was like the best one realistically in the Nogi sense was probably like Max Jimenez. And then he's got a lot of losses that you also have to consider, right? A loss to Victor Hugo, a loss to Felipe Pena the last time they fought. And so to just kind of hand wash all that when he didn't really pick up any good wins, any elite, like super rankable wins, nobody in the top 15 is that's tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing that stands out to me. I probably would put Nicky Rod up there somewhere just because.
Where'd you have Nicky Rod?
Just because he's Nicky Rod. I don't really know. But what do you think, Reed?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think you could maybe put Nicky Rod at like 10 or something like that, or somewhere in there, something 10 to 15. But I think it's cool that I like the Dante at number 4, just because I think Dante did have a killer weekend, and that one did kind of get, you know, he didn't win the gold medal, so it did get a little swept under the rug, I feel like, but it was such an impressive performance. Like Diogo Hayes up there. I think we're all super high on Diogo, but
Baby goat.
Yeah, but that is a killer.
He's another guy who, yeah, if it wasn't going to be Dante, I felt like I kind of had to keep Dante over Mika, considering he tapped him out in the absolute. So it was almost Diogo at number 4. There was a lot of thought given to that, and we also thought about a lot about what to do with Marigali. I have him at 12th, and he was super high coming in. But then obviously he lost to Pixley, and there is an injury that is not necessarily factored into that, but an injury that occurred in that match. But he had such a strong run coming in, tapping out so many ADCC champions over and over and just being so dominant that I didn't think dropping him entirely because of one match, one throw, theoretically, was proper. But this is our list.
Dude, I would say out of looking at these names right here, the dude I'm just like the most excited about, the most stoked on, that I just want to watch do more jiu-jitsu right now. Any guesses who?
Levi Jones.
Levi Jones.
Levi Jones Leary, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to watch Levi do
1000%.
no-gi jiu-jitsu, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he was so exciting that weekend in Vegas. And, like, I just think there's so many potential sick-ass matches now. Like, we saw Levi Jones Leary on Who's Number One. He competed against Tyru Atolo. Did he have one before that? Maybe like a Taza? Did he fight Taza? Can't remember. You want to hit a Google Slack? We got a
Double check us on that.
on the ones
it might just be Cade.
Yeah, exactly. But don't Google anything bad, Slack. No, I'm kidding. They're not. They can't.
Googling here?
They can't see here. Levi Jones Leary, who's number one?
I can't remember if he.
And let's see who he fought. But yeah, so
Taza.
knew it. He had Taza. Imperio Jiu-Jitsu YouTube, bro. What are you doing ripping our shit, dude? Oh man,
You can't do that.
come on, man. That's not cool. But so yeah, he had Taza, and then I think he had Ty for a title match, and that was February 2022, and the Levi Jones Leary we saw most recently now in Nogi is so different than that Levi. At that point, it was kind of like, man, is Levi gonna bolo Nogi? Is he gonna hit some bolos out here?
He's kind of in that Espen space.
Yeah.
Like Espen kind of is right now, where it's like, okay, definitely sick of jiu-jitsu, but like there's like slight disconnects because of the gi stuff.
And now it's like, I feel like Lachlan's just got Levi like so tuned up.
You can tell he's really kind of honed in with Lachlan and shirt up the leg locks and everything. You know, he looked really good over that weekend.
For sure. So I definitely, Levi's a guy, like, I'm hoping the powers that be that, help make the matches and everything for Who's Number One. I want Levi to get on there so bad, dude. I just want to watch that dude do more no-gi jiu-jitsu. I've been, actually all weekend, I've been all over the Submeta website. I've just been watching Lachlan.
Yeah.
I'm kind of feeling like my game's a little stale right now. I need to freshen it up. So
True.
Lachlan, I feel like, is
I feel
always...
that way too, about your
Really?
game.
Come on. Reed? Come on now, Reed. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me now, Reed. Passed this dude's guard last time we rolled. Easy peasy. But anyways, Lachlan's like, for me, like kind of the GOAT of teaching. Like, he's just so concise. He's so good. Like, something about there are a lot of people who are really good at teaching instructionals. Like, probably Gordon, the best selling, John Danner, the best selling. So it's obviously they're really good as well. But like, something about the way Lachlan teaches it, I think I just like can focus on. He doesn't like say a lot of fluff. He doesn't like, like whatever. And I kind of like when people get to yapping, I kind of tune out, little ADHD boy, whatever. And like Lachlan kind of, I don't know. I love the way he teaches, and it's like makes me realize like how much he really does impact someone like Adele, someone like Levi Jones Leary.
He's got a good like authority to him as well. That really makes you kind of like believe what he's saying or whatever it is. Where it's like, okay, no, yeah, this guy's like just the way he conducts himself.
Just a really smart guy. Honestly.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Yeah, just
smart guy, and of course he's got the kind of the legacy to prove that his stuff does work at the highest level. So there's that
for sure. And so it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's just like, it's like makes sense that having that presence to help in some way with athletes like Levi, Adele is going to make a big difference. Like Lachlan, a huge asset for kind of creating that Australian jiu-jitsu scene. Is that the next scene we gotta go all in on? We've been pumping euros for a while. Yeah, we might have to go all in on the Australian scene. There's a movie to be made down there. There's some
for sure. I've wanted to make a Lachlan movie for a while now. I think we could definitely make a really sick Lachlan movie, especially going into 2019 ADCC. We got a bunch of stuff beforehand with him there. So,
and now there's kind of like there's like somewhat not an ending to that story, but there's like the transition into the coaching and building up an athlete like Levi, building up athletes like Adele. So yeah, there's some
and just building up Australia. Yeah,
for sure, some really cool stuff there. But
that crazy like 10 or you remember when he was given like just a ton of money by somebody and just like told like just split it up to Australian athletes. I would love to hear more from him. That was crazy.
But yeah, is there another ranking, Joe? Is there a weight or anything you want to look at? Anything that's had a lot of shakeups or?
Oh boy, I'm definitely. Maybe we could take a look at the women's as well. But like men's 145, I always think is a super interesting weight. Yeah, let's go here. So this is our rankings post ADCC. Obviously, that baby goat up at the top, and then Diego Pato is our second ranked 145er in the world. I ended up going with Josh Cisneros, who took third in this bracket, placed top 4 for the second time. I think in between ADCCs, he kind of had a real rough stretch, but came back in 2024, proved that 2022 is no fluke. He is a super elite guy, so I have him third. And things kind of go down the line from there. It was definitely a question about, could I move Owen Jones up a little higher? Because he's behind 2 guys that he did technically outplace at ADCC, but I think their resumes long-term are just a little bit deeper. And things just kind of cascade down from there. What are you guys thinking?
I think maybe a little bit of a mea culpa here. We might have overlooked Gerbeg. Gerbeg is
good at jiu-jitsu.
Dude's nasty at jiu-jitsu. I'm now I kind of thought he was just going to be this Dagestan wrestler guy who just kind of, whatever. Like, is this guy really a jiu-jitsu
Well, but
dude?
even if he was just a Dagestan wrestler, like, he's still going to be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like not top 10 in the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just like straight up good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like, he swept Dorian, took his back, like faced Ash Williams, inverted from his guard, got to the back. Like, this dude just actually does really good jiu-jitsu.
Sure.
So, yeah, Gerbeg.
Maybe honestly, Russia's sort of we're talking about like sneaky hotbeds. Maybe Australia could be next. Like, man, if the Russians really dedicated themselves to like sport jiu-jitsu, how long is it going to take for them to get really good at it?
Do you think they ever would? I feel like wrestling's just too big there. Wrestling and MMA, dude. These guys are freaking run MMA now.
Yeah, it's like, it's not tough. Jiu-jitsu is like not tough enough.
Yeah,
true.
Right. True. Like, you're getting made fun of if you're the jiu-jitsu guy.
Look at what you're pulling guard now. All the Russian guys are pulling guard. Oh, no.
Yeah, this is like the Khabib. Jiu-jitsu is.
Yeah, they call it sambo.
If sambo was easy, it'd be called jiu-jitsu.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he can get ankle locked by Owen Jones too. I just feel like, man, if you don't even need like a big investment or a big push. If just some of these guys end up, siphoning off, it's going to matter a lot. If 5% of the MMA guys peeled off, it would be like unbelievable, right? If
For jiu-jitsu?
to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely,
crazy.
I think no matter what, it'd be sick to get these dudes in the mix in some events and stuff, like, let's get some super fights going with.
Remember that guy would be Luke? That guy would be Luke super tough.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So I don't know. It'd be cool to man, aren't we so worldly, dude? We're just a worldly we're just a worldly podcast, dude. We care about Russia, we care about Australia, freaking Europe, America and Brazil, old news, dude. Freaking no, I'm just kidding.
Abu Dhabi,
all that, but. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a little taste of the rankings. Obviously, you guys can go to FloGrappling.com, hit the rankings tab if you want to dive more into all that. We were going to do a little draft in the show, but I think we've been going on for a while now, Let's just freaking hit some official rips to close this thing.
No.
Look at this bad boy we got, all right? So I know you guys have been seeing the videos on social media, all that. Well, we've been in the mix as well. Here at Flow Sports, we created the official Grippers League, and it's sweeping the office. It's sweeping the greater Austin metropolitan area, and pretty soon the country. We have one of the most dominant Grippers Leagues on earth. Our top ripper, Reed Connell himself.
Reed Connell, number one.
Top ripper in the Flow Sports office.
That's right. He pulled an official 179.8 today, dude. So this is what I like about this.
Left-handed.
There's no arguments about the rips. It's like if your number's your number, that's that. Let any athlete out there. Show me you pulling a 179.8, dude. Start filming it. I'll put my boy Reed against anybody, dude.
Let's go.
I'll put him against anybody. Our freaking Grippers League is nuts. You got to be touching 140s just to make the top 10. If you're not in the top 10, then you get bumped to the Little Grippies Club. I got bumped to the Little Grippies Club this morning with a 137. Did it hurt? Yes. Will I be back? Yes. Do I grind like nobody else on the freaking rice bucket? You betcha, pal. So I'm not worried about it. I'll be back in the top 10 soon. But the Little Grippies Club, it sucks being in there, but it's like more of a motivational thing to get back into that top 10 leaderboard.
I think only one person has gotten knocked out of the top 10 and then found the grit and determination to like work their way back into it. Only one kind of a heroic person was able to do that. It's pretty tough.
Big Joey Gilbs.
Who was that? Who was that?
Big Joey Gilbs.
I don't know. There's a lot.
Where
of
you
folk
at? Where
tales
you
out
at now,
there.
though?
I'm in the little grippies club.
Okay.
I'm in the little grippies club.
But
Only one of us has.
I'm likely to
top
get
the leaderboard.
I'm likely to get the smallest number of what we do here today.
yeah, so let's pull some official rips. Now listen, the fatigue sets in fast, and I've already done some official rips on this bad boy, and I'm a little blown out, but that's fine. I'll still pull big numbies, dude. I don't freaking care. Anytime, any place. But here, we'll all go around, pull some official rips for you
Let's do
guys.
an official rip.
So you can heavily ridicule our grips on the internet. So how about that?
Yeah.
When I say that this has taken over Flow Sports HQ, it is
Our producer pulled a 165.
That was a 123.4, so that was a
gotta show 'em.
pretty pitiful showing
I
right
guess
there.
you can't,
123.4. My top rip is 137, so I'm a little bit embarrassed by that. But it was a bit of a grease gripper, I'll be honest. It was kind of slippery. I'm sweating like a freaking grease monkey out here. I don't know what you guys expect from me.
It's hot on the lights.
let's save Reed for the main event.
All right.
Fair.
Hey, Nikki, show Joe's freaking dogs. He's got them out barking on this episode.
Well, I'm having to replace Corey.
Yeah, there we go.
Who would just like put his feet on the chair.
Cannot believe the disrespect people
you
bring to
get
this
those
podcast by bringing their
Jeez.
dogs out, dude.
Get those
Jeez.
sandals.
Get them off the screen.
Yucks.
Get those off the
Oh,
screen.
yucks, dude.
I didn't ask for it. I didn't do it. I wasn't involved in the decision.
I upped our female subscriber count by freaking tens of millions with the haircut, and then we lost them all. There's no way to prove it. Go ahead and rip that thing. Joey Gilbs with a concentrated rip.
124.4.
124.4, not bad. So that puts you above me in the official podcast rips.
Dang.
Damn, pod rips.
Let's go slack next. We'll
We
save
have
Reed for
pod
the big
rips.
finale.
We have left-handed
Well, I
rips.
feel like
We
I'm-
have seated rips. We're doing precision.
Now I'm on the hot seat then.
We're doing precision rips where we tried to tell you what the number's going to be beforehand and then hit the number. This entire thing is really
Listen,
taking over Flow Sports
No
in a really
excuses,
amazing
but I did get all my best rips, out of my system this
Yeah.
week.
You
hit a
Training at
147
Protector
earlier.
12
Yeah.
hours a day, but that's okay.
You're an early bird ripper. We all know.
Yeah, I'm better in the morning. Let's see. So I got to click start here.
You hit a 147 earlier. That was very impressive.
That's true, but the official commissioner was not there that
Yeah.
morning.
Sounds like the commissioner was not commissioning.
We'll see what we get.
Concentrated rip.
135.6.
Dang, what a beast. What a
right.
beast.
Gotta get my
Time to get
grips
mogged
up.
on.
Big Reed.
I don't know, man.
Uncle, this is why he's called Uncle Reed, dude.
No, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting put on the spot now.
Yeah, 100%. We just said it so that you can't get more
Get your
than
stance,
115.
A seated rip.
Oh, wow.
159.6.
And that's an easy squeezy, dude. 159.6.
too-
That's an
official.
armchair rip.
But 159.6, not too
That was an
bad.
easy squeezy.
Yeah,
There's
not
easy
too bad.
squeezies. There's quick rippers.
Yeah.
Uh,
So freaking anybody at home, read it and weep, dude. And I spelled read R-E-I-D when I said that because I'm putting my boy against anybody, dude. This is an official call out to
Hell
the
yeah.
internet. Follow me on Instagram, OG Trey Robinson, and submit your video submissions of you pulling these rips, and we'll see if any of you can go toe to toe with the big man himself.
Because
And
officially, I got a 179.
that is the high water.
159, is a little light grip, but 179 is my official. I got to
Yeah.
save it,
That's a 179.8 official, dude. And I don't think anybody's touching that, if I'm being honest with you guys. But let us know. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of, the rebrand of this show. This is officially the FloGrappling Show. So let us know kind of what you want to see. What do you want us to watch? Any drafts we should do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.